What can you tell us about Team Fresh?
It's the first time it's cropped up in an interview. Team Fresh is a kind of, I guess first and foremost, a band and a sort of, a collective of people who at some point, as we've all performed with. But yeah, the band started, me and Niall and a couple of other friends back home started it just kind of for fun to begin with. It was just like Team Fresh is basically what we called our whole crew of like friends as a joke kind of thing. It was just us partying and stuff, and then the group was us kind of playing, and the couple of our mates, Lenny and Dunbar, who write a lot of rhymes and stuff. It was like an outlet for them to sort of rhyme over.
Are there memorable gigs?
I have a memorable moment actually from the time I played.
Oh yeah?
I got stung by a wasp. I reached into my drumstick bag just as we were starting, and I got stung on the finger. I had to play the entire gig with a big swollen hand like that. You know?
Oh man.
I don't remember that.
The gigs are, we put on like a gig every year called the Brawl, and it's like it's total riot. We just have like all our favourite local bands play. It's just always like really crazy. So they're pretty memorable for me.
Yeah. I was listening to some of it, and it sounded like it had a hip hop influence.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, well, we all grew up listening to hip hop. Where we were from, we were skateboarders, and we were into like turntablism and hip hop and stuff. And so, yeah, like Tribe Called Quest and Beastie Boys and all this sort of mandatory good stuff. So Slaney and Dunbar, the two MCs in the group, they'd been writing lyrics for years, and I suppose whenever you're back in the day when we were all first starting to listen to hip hop, like it was kind of, I guess everyone was a bit worried about writing rhymes about Ireland and like rapping in an Irish accent, but then it was cool. I think they just decided, well, we've got all this excellent content and like really great messages and really skillfully written stuff, so we just kind of made the band as an outlet for that to kind of happen over, and it kind of turned into a bit of where we're from. Like certainly it's some pretty legendary moments, like with the shows, and just they seem to really rally a lot of the local kids together.
We were talking about bands that you grew up listening to. I know your first two albums, Zeppelin 2 and Nirvana's Bleach.
That's right, yeah.
What about you guys?
First albums that I ever would have bought. I don't know, it's kind of had a strange introduction to music. My parents were always very musical, so my dad was always like really into Cream, and his favourite band of all time were the Shadows. I guess you're kind of influenced by whoever in your family slightly older than you. In my case, my sister, and she was really into like the Manchester thing that happened, like with the Stone Roses and things like that. So I think I was one of the first albums I bought was the Stone Roses album. I can't remember it. And then one of her boyfriends actually gave me a copy of Bleach, so that would have been, whenever I got into Nirvana as well, I kind of went out and bought a copy of Bleach. Probably those two from memory. For as of me buying them, yeah.
Rory had it, and he just made a lot of music, and Bleach was one of them. I remember getting on tape and reading it. Cypress Hill as well. Black Sunday, yeah. Quite a
schizophrenic sort of range of tunes, but yeah. I guess there's a lot of sharing. Before file sharing, there was a lot of cassette sharing back in the day. What about you, Neil?
Probably the first album I ever bought was probably something really embarrassing, but I listened to a lot of like.
Say one of those.
I think in actual fact it was a band called the Out Here Brothers. They had the song Boom Boom, Let Me Use It. I think that was the first album I ever bought.
So we have Nirvana, we have Zeppelin, and you guys got to tour with them Crooked Vultures in Europe.
Yeah, it was pretty special. A few shows we did.
Was it 9 weeks we'd been on tour?
Yeah.
And we came back and we were trying to get together to start writing and things like that, and we had a few ideas, so we were trying to expand on those and work on those, and we were putting in like proper days, you know, like full days doing it, and I think it was the second day that we'd all met up, you know, and we were about 4.5 hours into a session and got a call asking us if we would go to Europe and like open for them, so it was like, yeah, thanks, bye.
What was it like meeting them?
They're definitely the most famous people and the nicest people, most down to earth people I've ever met in terms of musical encounters. Yeah, they're lovely guys.
Yeah, very, yeah, just cool, you know? It's like, hi, I'm Dave. It's like, yeah, I know you're Dave. And then, you know, you want a beer? What we up to today, you know? It's just cool, yeah. Just really lovely people. And the whole crew, you know, you can tell they've, like, we've been on tour with bands a million times smaller than them, and we've been supporting, and they've all been assholes, and all the crew have been assholes. One really in particular that I'd love to just totally name check, but I won't. But the yeah, crew of Vultures, you know, it was just like being on tour with a big family, and we were just very lucky to be able to be part of that for a very short period of time. And yeah, I mean, that'll probably be one of the things that we'll be telling our grandkids, you know.
On the topic of touring, I did an interview in 2010 with Touche Amore, and one of the interesting things, they told a story about when Elliot joined the band, they were listening to Meatloaf in the van, and he had gotten naked, and Clayton used his butt as a microphone, and the smell of his butt made Jeremy and Clayton throw up. What are some stories from touring with Touche Amore?
I wish we had.
They were pretty
one
well
like it.
behaved, I think, whenever we were with them. Like we got drunk a bunch of times, but I can't think of anything that was really insane that happened.
Elliot had this like one wee pair of shorts he wore the whole time, which got so stinking.
I lost those.
Chris lost his shorts and broke some original drum skin on like a 1960 vintage, you know, kit
the
that.
wood kit that Elliot let me share for the whole tour, and on the last night, I put it through. I was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, it's okay. It was the original head from the 70s though, and I was just like, oh.
And you toured in a school bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts, but we like probably coming over to do that tour was like so irresponsible of us, because we really didn't really have much of a reason to come out here other than we just wanted to like tour America, you know. But we couldn't afford it really, and we didn't have a record out here, but I guess we just wanted to do it to prove that that's what we were prepared to do, and it's all worked out. But yeah, that whole thing, we were like slept in that bus every night. It was an old converted school bus, and kind of broke down a few times and ate so much diesel or petrol or whatever, and just generally, yeah, I think it was quite a hard tour for us. So it's wonderful to come back, and this has been like luxury compared to, you know, it's just been super organised, and we've been spoilt in terms of how many people we're playing to every night, and it's just nice, comfortable, fun, sort of tight family.